boys and girls, and welcome to the Crafty Corner. You know what? I don't think I've ever made a toy with you guys. Today we're making a toy. It's a craft that's a toy. It's so cool. See these little things? These are blocks. And maybe your teacher at school one day has asked you, I know I used to do this with my students, tell them to pick an animal and like maybe take an elephant head and a giraffe neck and a duck foot and put it all together and make a new animal. Isn't that so much fun? That's what we're making today. We are making these little animal blocks. So like here's a little birdie head, and let's see, we'll pick this body, and then we'll pick this feet. And then we have this really crazy animal. Isn't that cool? We could take this rabbit, and we could take this body, and then we could use, let's see, let me pick a different kind of feet. What about those feet? Anyway, we're going to be making this little toy today, and it can be a little complicated, but not too bad. Let me show you what we're going to do. So when you come to the library and get your packet, the only thing you're going to get are 3 pieces of cardstock that you are going to have to color. And in fact, I'm not quite done coloring. So I have colored all of their heads and I've colored their bodies. And boys and girls, to be honest, I'm not the best colorer. It's not my favorite thing to do in the world. But let's go ahead and just finish coloring this. And I'm going to color these pants blue. And I'm using, as you can tell, colored pencils. To me, that's easier. But you could use pencils. You can use crayons, you could use markers, you could use a combination of them, whatever you would like. So I've just painted, I just colored in that one blue. We'll make these pants brown. And if you notice a little bit, I'm going outside the lines, and that's okay because we're going to be cutting it. And I'll show you, that's the tricky part. The coloring is the easy part. And then let's see, what else can I find over here in my big box of crayons? Here's another, that's almost the same color as the background, but that's okay. So I'm going to color in those pants as well. And so maybe since there's 3 sheets, a head and a body and the feet, you might have a couple of siblings that might want to help you. Or maybe mom can color one and dad can color one, and then you can be all together to work on this wonderful little toy craft. Now, if you pay real close attention to where you've colored, you will see the word glue. Glue, 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 glue. And if you look really carefully, when you get it up close, when you're at home, you'll be able to see this. There are little triangle pieces that come off of some of these little squares. Anywhere there is a word glue, there's these little tabs, and some of it's really light and you can't see it very well. But so make sure you have an adult to help you with this part, because what we're going to need to do is cut them out. And so you want to make sure that you cut those tabs. So I'm cutting up and then over the, under the word glue, and then down to the corner. And then I'm going to cut up, and where there's no glue tab, you're just going to cut straight across. And so you can see where I had colored before, it's on the part that we're going to throw away. So we're going to cut down to the corner there. It's got to be pretty precise when you're cutting this. Boys and girls, you might have to ask your parents if they ever took geometry in high school. Because what we're going to be making here, these blocks are really cubes. And I remember back when I was in high school, and I took geometry, this is one thing that we practiced doing, was making these 3D cubes. And it really takes some precision here to make sure that you have all of the tabs in the right spot. In other words, your block or your cube is not going to go together well. Okay, and then here, I know I can see the little line, so I'm going to cut off the part that I colored over, and then we're going to come down one more time here. And we're going to go up on that and over. And it might be a good idea to do like I did and go ahead and get some pencils to make those tabs. Now, this part is also sort of fun. You're going to turn it over and you're going to fold. You're going to fold on every spot where there was a line, whether it was a dotted line or a solid line. So like where the glue tabs are, you're going to want to and crease that really well, okay? Because that's what's going to make it all stick together. All right, you got to keep on going down the cube here. I'm going to crease this part. And then on this part down here, I need to crease this one. And then we need to finish creasing all of our little tabs. And then we're just going to fold it up with some glue, and we're going to make our very own cube or our very own animal block. Now, boys and girls, down at the library, we have one huge section. Actually, I think there's 2 whole sections of animal books. And I know on the bookmobile, if you guys ever come with me on the bookmobile, you know we have a huge section of animal books as well. So it's a lot of fun to learn about animals. Now, you can see that this one only has 2, and then this side has a whole bunch of tabs. So what we're going to do is glue this side first. So take your glue stick and slather it really good right on top of the word glue. Glue it well. Then we're going to take it up, and really pay attention here. Where it says glue, we're going to glue underneath, and you're going to lay that one piece right on top. You can sort of pinch it together to help make it stick. And then over here where it says glue, you're going to do the same thing. Pinch it together a little bit. Okay, and let that stick together. So we're sort of halfway done. What we're going to do here in a minute is I'm going to go ahead and cut the next one out, but I'm going to let this one dry and get really stick. I'm going to let that glue adhere to this really well before we finish up that cube. So once again, okay, now I got the faces, and I want to show you once again where it says glue. If you can't see the tabs, have an adult draw those in for you, because you do not want to cut those off. It's very important when making cubes that you have these tabs to glue it all together with. All right, and so I'm going to go ahead and cut one more time. And I'm going to see if I can take a little shortcut by cutting straight across this time there. And I'm going to cut out the corner. Cut out this little corner. So there's more than one way when you come to cutting, but you just want to take it slow to make sure that you get those tabs just right. Okay, I'm going to cut across here and down across this face. As you can tell, or boys and girls, can you tell me, what are the animals on this cube face? For sure, we have look at those teeth. Hopefully you guys know that that's a beaver. They live in our waters around Indiana. And then we have the little rabbit, and we have rabbits in our yard. Then we have a dog and a cat and a mouse. I guess that's a bird or a duck. So it's some kind of a bird anyway. I colored him yellow. With that great big beak, I guess he's a duck. Okay, let's finish cutting this one out, and we'll do the same process again. And let me go ahead and finish cutting right up on top there. Take our trash and throw it in the garbage. All right. Oops, there's one place here I didn't finish cutting that corner out. All right, so when you get it all cut out, remember the first step, boys and girls? Okay, we have to fold. Okay, so we're going to fold. We're going to fold the mouse and that, what was him, the little dog? And then we're going to fold the bird, fold the cat, come over here on this side and fold over here. And then we're going to fold all those glue tabs. Be careful and don't do it too quickly, because you don't want it to go crooked, nor do you want to tear it off. You do not want those tabs to come off, or as you'll see in just a minute, it's not going to glue well together. All right. Here we go, and one more on this side. And remember, we're going to start down here with the box that has just the 2 glue tabs. So we're going to take our glue and slather it on really well. And then we're going to be very careful to take that glue tab and glue it right there together. Try to get it very smooth and flush. That means the edges aren't like overlapping each other very much. You're not going to feel a sharp corner. They're going to be right next to each other. Same thing on this side. And if you don't cut it out right, it's not going to be exactly flush. Right here, there's a little lip. I didn't cut that one just perfect, but I think it's going to work. Okay, and then like we did before, we're going to set this one aside so that glue really sticks, because now here's the tricky part. And you can do it. I know you can do it. We're going to take all these glue tabs and bring them, fold them down in like that. We'll take our glue and really slather it on. Okay, slather it on. Try not to glue the inside, but just those tabs. Now the first little section's not too hard. You're going to take that glue where it said glue, and just like you did before, and pinch it in there. Try to get that side just perfectly even. Same thing over here. Now the lid part is the part that's really tough. But little fingers usually can do it fairly well. Now your glue needs to make sure it's sticky. Don't let it dry up. And you're just going to close the lid. Da-da-da-da, look at that. And then you're going to want to try to pinch your sides a little bit without caving everything in. See how it caved in a little bit? So you might want to have like a scissor edge or a pencil, something that can help pop that back up a little bit and pinch that side. Rub it so that the glue sticks to the cardboard, okay? Rub it right in there. And then you're going to want to set that off to the side to dry. But you have just made your first cube. You've done very well. All right, let's make the heads. And we're going to fold all this in. Fold all those glue tabs in. And remember, it's after you have let this sit like 5 minutes. It has set and it's getting dry so it won't move around when you're gluing. Really slather on where it says glue. Do-do-do-do-do-do. And remember, the first part's easy. Take that glue and glue that side together. Try to get it flush so it's nice and smooth across there. You don't feel a little lip. And then over here on this side, do the same thing. At this point, you can even reach inside and pinch down so that those sides glue together well. You can reach inside that box and really make it stick. And then you're going to close the lid and pinch one side and then pop up the other side with some type of a little straight edge, maybe even a ruler, and just hold that straight there. And it might take a couple of times. See how mine keeps falling in a little bit? It's not wanting to stick. So, and if you find, boys and girls, that it doesn't stick, you know what will help? Grab some tape, okay? And if you're finding that that last part doesn't want to stick, just stick a little tape right on there, and then you're going to have it all together. Now, boys and girls, I don't feel like I need to go ahead and show you the third one. You do the same thing. You cut it, you fold it, and you glue it. And then you're going to have this awesome little toy that you can play with. And look what happens if you don't have the body. You have a head and a foot. Isn't that funny? Look. There's a little buddy with the head and the foot. All right, boys and girls, come on down to the library and grab this little toy. It is a animal mix-up blocks that you can play with. And grab a couple of animal books while you're at it, too. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Miss Lisa for the Fayette County Public Library. You've been watching the Crafty Corner, and I'll be back again next week with another craft just for you. Bye now.